Hey there! If you're thinking about moving to the high desert of Southern California, this video is for you. Before we get started, please make sure to like and subscribe to my channel to keep up to date on everything happening right here in the high desert. And stick around to the end because I'm going to share my top concern about living here. And it's something that's very close to my heart. First, I want to make a disclaimer and make it clear that these are solely my opinions based on my personal experiences living here. I have lived in the high desert since I was 2 years old, did make a short trip up to Big Bear for about 7 years, but I've been back, and everything I'm going to share with you today is firsthand experience. I'm not trying to steer anyone away from moving here, but I do want to give the full picture of what it's like to live in this beautiful high desert. So if you're ready, let's get started. Okay, so let's start with the weather. The high desert is known for its extreme weather conditions. Summers can get pretty hot, often reaching over 100 degrees. This past summer was definitely one of the worst ones I have seen in quite a while. Winter can be surprisingly cold, dropping below freezing at times. When I was younger, we used to get snow about once a year. This can still happen, but it usually tends to melt pretty fast. The Cajon Pass will get it as well, so just be cautious if you do commute. And don't even get me started on that wind. We get really high winds here that could really kick up the dust, making it tough for anyone with allergies or respiratory issues. The dust and pollen can be high at times, so if you're sensitive to the dust or seasonal allergies, this could be a big adjustment. Plan your outdoor parties accordingly because you'll wake up and be like, oh, it's going to be a nice, calm, beautiful day. Then come the afternoon and it's like Dorothy in Kansas out of nowhere. I have literally seen trampolines fly down the street, and make sure those trash cans can be put away because they will end up a few houses down. While we are on the topic of weather, another thing to consider is the higher utility cost. Because of the extreme temperatures, we rely heavily on our air conditioning in the summer and then the heating in the winter, which can make those utility bills skyrocket. For example, our electric bill used to be nearly $700 a month during the summer. I have seen people post on Facebook groups that this is still the case. We eventually got solar panels installed and had to get a new roof, and we paid just about over $250 for a month for the roof and the solar. Some of the months they owe us during the summer, and then some months we pay maybe like around $50 or so. But it definitely saves us. Solar panels can be a great investment if they're done right, but they're not for everyone. They are a controversial subject, so make sure you outweigh the pros and cons. In the winter, we try to use electric heaters when we're home because they do help keep our gas bill lower. And don't forget to check for leaks in your windows and door sills because that's the key for energy savings. Now let's talk about the commute. Depending on where you work, if you have to commute south on Interstate 15, or what the desert people call down the hill, you might face some pretty hefty drive times. Early mornings, especially between 4:30 a.m. and 9 to 10 a.m., could be a nightmare. And if you're coming back up to the desert, prepare yourself for bumper-to-bumper traffic starting as early as 2:30 to 3:30 and lasting until about 6 or 7 p.m. Fridays are particularly rough because of all the Las Vegas travel. Plus, with the ongoing construction on the 15 freeway from the Brightline train, the one that's going from LA to Vegas, which will have a stop in North Apple Valley, it's only adding more delays to the daily grind, and it could be pretty frustrating. Living in the high desert also means coexisting with a lot of wildlife. I live out in the Marianas area of Apple Valley, where we're right by the mountains, And we've seen coyotes, roadrunners, hawks, all kinds of birds. Plus, there are tarantulas, scorpions, several types of spiders, ooh, not to mention snakes. We have seen red racers and king snakes, which are the good ones. They'll keep the rodents away. But do be careful because there are many types of rattlesnakes here. I haven't seen one, but they're also known to be mountain lions to roam the area as well. We get those ground squirrels and rabbits too, which is my biggest enemy right now. And I'll explain that in a minute. So if you're moving here, be prepared for these encounters. Now, if you're a fan of gardening like I am, you should know it's quite challenging here. The desert climate can be tough on plants. To make matters worse, the rabbits and squirrels and birds will eat everything in your garden, even the flowers. They destroyed my garden the last 2 years. We have 3 fruit trees that I haven't even been able to enjoy. I need to get nets or something around them, but it seems like they just chew right through it. I have had nets over my grapes, and one day I went to go water and there was a squirrel just digging up like crazy. They haven't even messed with my rosemary or sage, so that's good, but they did destroy my cilantro. I had pumpkins, cucumbers, and even artichokes, and they just ate it all. They started even eating my jasmine and my roses and succulents this year. I have tried to do so many things to keep them away, and I cannot seem to find anything that works. So if you know, please let me know. One of my favorites right now that they don't seem to mess with and grows beautifully here is the Texas sage. That is very drought tolerant as well. So make sure you prepare. If you want to have a beautiful garden, you'll have to do some research, and you will definitely have to work for it. Okay, are you ready for it? Here is my top concern about living in the high desert, and it is a tough one to talk about. The abandoned dogs, you guys, like dogs. It's heartbreaking to see so many dogs left out in the desert by their owners. Our shelters are overcrowded, and unfortunately, this leads to a high rate of them being euthanized. I think it's so important to educate people on responsible pet ownership and make sure they're ready for a lifelong commitment. You can't just get dogs to keep locked up all day. You need to take them on walks and play with them and spend time with them. They are one of the greatest companions you will ever have. They do require time and effort. Dogs thrive on love, attention, and patience. They need to feel secure in their environment and know that they are part of a loving family. Positive reinforcement rather than punishment is key in building that trust and fostering a loving relationship with your pet. Like the famous Bob Barker says, only you can help control the pet population. Have your pets spayed and neutered. It's important every year. Millions of dogs and cats end up in shelters, and unfortunately, not all of them find homes. By spaying or neutering your pet, you prevent unwanted litters, reducing the number of animals that might otherwise end up abandoned or euthanized. Dogs are often referred to a man's best friend for a reason. They are incredibly loyal and form deep bonds with their owners. Unlike humans, dogs do not judge us based on our flaws or mistakes. They offer unconditional love and companionship, and they are always happy to see us, providing comfort and joy, even on our worst days. Many people find that their dogs provide essential emotional support. Dogs can sense when their owners are feeling down and anxious, and often respond with comforting behavior. This kind of emotional connection can be incredibly healing, offering a unique form of companionship that is both supportive and non-judgmental. Given their capacity for unconditional love and loyalty, dogs deserve nothing less in return. It is our responsibility as pet owners to ensure that we provide them with the love and care and attention they need to lead happy and healthy lives. When a dog is abandoned, they often experience a immense confusion and fear. Dogs are pack animals by nature, and their human families become their pack. When they are left alone, especially in a deserted area, they don't understand why they've been left behind. They may wait at the spot where they were abandoned, desperately hoping for their owners to return, and they're often left without food, water, or shelter. Abandoning a dog isn't just about leaving an animal behind. It's a complete severing of the trust and bond that has been built over time. These animals are left vulnerable to the elements, predators, and starvation. In shelters, they may face risk of euthanization due to overpopulation. It's crucial to remember that choosing to adopt a dog is a commitment to care for and love for them their entire life, not just when it's convenient for you. And honestly, I believe there should be stricter penalties for people abandoning dogs. If you know me, you know I don't wish bad things on people, and some may not like what I have to say, but I'm going to say it anyways. I think there's a special place in hell for those people who abandon dogs. Our shelters are full, our rescues are full. I know the high desert isn't the only one experiencing this, so please help spread the word. On a lighter note, that being said, the high desert isn't all bad. There are some really great things about living here too, like the beautiful landscapes, the incredible sunsets, the peace and quiet away from the hustle and bustle of city life, outdoor activities like hiking, off-roading, dirt biking, ATV riding, rock climbing, camping, and stargazing. The clear desert sky makes it a fantastic place for astronomy. The high desert has a smaller, tight-knit community feel. Neighbors even know each other, and there's a strong sense of camaraderie and mutual support among residents. Homes in the high desert often come with larger lots, providing more space and privacy. This is ideal for those who value having a bit of a garden or keeping animals, simply enjoying more personal space. It's more affordable than any area in the California, which is also a big plus. Well, there's my 2 cents. Thanks for watching, and I hope this video gave you guys a better understanding what it's really like to live in the high desert of Southern California. And if there is anything else you want to know, or you may have any questions, or you want to even add anything, drop them in the comments below, and let's keep the conversation going. Till next time, guys. Peace.